USCIS has finally given us more details about the Parole in Place program that begins accepting applications on Monday, August 19th. In this video, I'm going to go over the application process, the filing fees, and everything you need to know to set yourself up for success. My name is Bianca Jordan. I'm an immigration attorney at Brazen Legal. I work with clients all over the world who want a green card to live and work in the United States. If you'd like to learn more about working with me, visit brazenlegal.com or call my office at 508-942-7497 to book your consultation today. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel as I'm going to be sharing a lot more immigration news with you in the upcoming weeks. So this program starts officially on Monday, August 19th. I've got a lot of notes here, so bear with me. I want to make sure that I am covering everything that you need to know. So first, I'm going to go over the requirements again, just in case you missed my last video on them. First, you have to have been living in the United States since June 17th, 2014. I know that the policy says that you have to have 10 years living in the United States since at least June 17th, 2024, but math is hard for some people. And so it's easier for you to understand it by saying that you have to have been in the United States since at least June 17th, 2014. So if you entered the United States after June 14th, 2014, then unfortunately you are not going to be eligible for this program. Next, you have to be married to a U.S. citizen as of June 17th, 2024. That means the person you're married to is actually a U.S. citizen. That means that they are not a green card holder who has a pending citizenship application. It means they are not a green card holder who applied for citizenship, had their interview, and is just waiting to be sworn in. You have to have already been a U.S. citizen on June 17th, 2024 in order for that qualifying relationship to exist. Next, you have to have entered the United States without any papers. This means that you entered the United States unlawfully, and, which is a really important part, you also can't have gotten an I-94 after the fact. There are a lot of people who maybe come here undocumented and then through TPS or DACA or through an adjustment of status application, they apply for advanced parole, they travel, and they come back. If that's you, you're not eligible for this program because you don't need the program. You've already been paroled. So in order to be eligible, you have to have come here undocumented and never have received an I-94 afterwards. In addition to being married to a U.S. citizen, you're also eligible for this program if you are the stepchild of a U.S. citizen. You have to have had the proper stepchild-step-parent relationship as of June 17th, 2024. What does a stepchild-step-parent relationship mean? It means that your parent married the U.S. citizen before you turned 18 years old, and you are now under the age of 21 years old. In addition, you don't have to have the 10 years in the United States like your parent has. Additionally, your parent doesn't have to be alive. If one of your parents passed away, but you still have that stepchild, step-parent relationship with your U.S. citizen step-parent, then you're also still eligible to apply for parole in place through this program. Additionally, you have to have what's called, when you're applying for citizenship, it's typically called good moral character. But for this program, you can't have any disqualifying criminal records. You can't have any criminal issues. You cannot pose a threat to public safety or national security. As part of this application, you will have to go through a background check. There will be biometrics taken, so they will be able to check all of that. And so you have to pass that in order to be given parole. Similarly, a lot of people ask a question about if you have multiple illegal entries into the United States. If you are subject to the permanent bar, then you're not going to be able to apply for parole in place. So the permanent bar is basically if you enter the United States undocumented and then you're here undocumented for over a year, and then you were to leave the United States and come back, that basically makes you ineligible for adjusting your status. You'd be subject to the permanent bar. Other things that are important for you to know. So this is what the process looks like. And the process very much mirrors the existing military parole in place process. So step one is that you would file your application for parole in place. USCIS has shared what that form looks like. It is an online process. You would go online to file this application. You can do it on your own or with the assistance of an attorney, and attorneys would be able to file a G-28 on your behalf so that they can assist you and properly represent you in front of USCIS. And so the application is going to be done online. The filing fee right now is $580 for that parole application. Once that parole application is approved, it's going to be valid for 3 years, at which time you have during that period of time to apply. You're strongly encouraged to apply for your green card within that 3-year period. We do not know yet whether if you waited beyond that 3-year period, if USCIS would still accept the parole, because once you're paroled into the United States, you're basically paroled forever unless you lose that parole in some way. But you're strongly encouraged to apply for that green card within the 3-year window of when you get your parole. So step one, file the parole application online. And if you are approved, then step two would be to file your adjustment of status application. We cannot file concurrent filings with this application, meaning we cannot file everything together. You have to do the process step by step. So you have to first file the parole in place application, and then if it is accepted, then you can file that green card application with USCIS. As with everything else in immigration, this process is discretionary, which means that applying does not guarantee that your application will be approved. Additionally, when you're applying for parole in place, you also have to include in your application why they should approve it. You have to show why you are deserving of this parole. If that is not properly indicated on your application may be denied. If your application is denied, depending on whether you are a priority for deportation, you may get placed in deportation proceedings, because then you wouldn't really have any status and you have now just flagged yourself and the lack of status to USCIS. The current filing fees, as I mentioned, for the parole in place application are $580. And then the green card application fee is going to be between $2,115 and $2,375. And the final fee that you're going to have to pay for this process is obviously going to depend on whether or not you decide to work with an attorney or if you decide to tackle this on your own. It's important to know that as of the date of this video, which is August 16th, 2024, you cannot file your application yet. You have to wait until the Federal Register notice is published on Monday. There also is a meeting that USCIS is having on Monday, which you are free to register for as well if you want more information on how this program is going to look like. If you are someone who is in removal proceedings currently, or if you have a removal order already, you are eligible to apply. However, if you are already in removal proceedings or you have a removal order, USCIS is going to basically treat you as if you are ineligible because you've already gotten that deportation order. And so you're going to have to work with an attorney to make sure that you are presenting the best case possible for your application for parole. Additionally, USCIS typically does not have jurisdiction to grant green cards to people who are currently in removal proceedings. So you're definitely going to want to work with an immigration attorney if you are currently in removal proceedings. I hope that this video was helpful. There's a lot more that I could possibly share about this program, but I want to see if you have any questions first. You can drop those questions in the comments. Please share this video with anyone that you know is in the process of gathering their evidence to apply. And if you wanted to do that as well, you really want to make sure that you are gathering as much evidence to show that you have been in the United States since at least June 17th, 2014. You want to make sure that you have your birth certificate. If your birth certificate is in a different language, you want to make sure that you are getting that translated into English. You want to make sure that you have as much evidence as possible to show that you've been in the United States since at least June 17th, 2014. You want to make sure that you have things such as bank statements, school records, medical records. There's so much evidence that you can include as part of this process. You also want to make sure that you're gathering that really quickly. If you could work on that over the weekend, that would be preferred, because as we know, the Republicans sometimes like to stall or try to stop a lot of these immigration initiatives that the Biden administration is doing. And there is already the expectation that a lawsuit will be filed, if not on Monday, it could be next week. And so that is also part of why USCIS has not released as much information as possible about this program. And so time is really going to be of the essence here. The sooner you're able to get your application together to file, the better it's going to be. You don't yet need to worry about the green card application right now, because again, it is a multi-step process. You're first applying for parole, and then you're going to file that green card application with USCIS once it's approved. So right now, just focus on getting all the documents that you need to prepare for your parole application right now. So that way, as soon as a Federal Register notice is published, you can get online, file that application. I hope you found this video helpful. Please share it with anyone that you know is applying for this program or might be eligible. If you'd like my help, I work with clients in all 50 states and abroad. Visit brazenlegal.com or call my office at 508-942-7497 to schedule your consultation today. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel.